Hello, podcastlers, and welcome to another episode of the Deep Time Podcast. On today's episode, I am joined by Cal,
Hello.
and just Cal, because Armin couldn't make it today, which is, I think, the second podcast Armin's not been on, ever.
Ever.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, so, Cal, no pressure, but...
Oh no.
So today's episode is going to be about, you guessed it, because we said it in the title, Camp Cretaceous.
Yay.
You sound thrilled, Cal. Why is that?
It's really good. I love it. It's like the best show I've ever watched in my entire life, of course.
Yeah, Okay, so the first section is going to be non-spoiler. A little bit of backstory. Cal and I watched the second show series together. Cal has not seen the first series. I obviously have, since we talked about it beforehand. The second series follows the kids. Yeah. Obviously it does. I don't know why I'm saying that like, oh. But yeah, okay. It follows kids and there's dinosaurs.
Surprising.
And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So, non-spoiler thoughts. What are your non-spoiler thoughts? Also, I should start drawing something since Armin isn't here. I'll draw Bumpy.
I think you can agree with me that the entire second season or series feels completely pointless.
Absolutely.
That's
It's
such a
yeah. Without getting spoilers, my God, it was a nothing show.
yeah. Nothing important really happened.
Yeah.
Except one part, but I can't.
One part, which we'll talk. There was one episode which is nice, and that's it.
One. The 8 was okay.
Yeah. I'm obviously of similar thoughts to Cal. Did not like it. I definitely preferred the first series. The first series has a lot more flaws in terms of like little things that are like, oh my God, why are they doing that? Or oh my God, what terrible park planning is that? Or such and such. Or oh my God, the characters are being really annoying here. Although that's not to say the characters weren't very annoying in this one. There was more sort of general annoyingness. There wasn't as much flip-flopping back and forth in and out of character. That said, yeah, this show, at least the first show, did something and tied into the films. This series really does nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Which arguably is like the biggest sin a show can have.
It was. I mean, it was. Alright, some episodes were pretty boring, but they weren't like boring, and they weren't like exceptionally boring. It was just like the plot had nowhere to go.
Honestly, yeah. The CGI I thought was pretty bad as well in the series.
Oh my gosh, that one Parasaur animation hurt.
Yeah, that broke you.
That, oh, I couldn't. That really isn't spoilers, but
I mean, yeah.
oh, it's so bad.
There's my accurate Bumpy reconstruction, and
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, we can't talk. All right, we can't talk about Bumpy yet, can we?
we can't talk about that. But I don't think there's really much else to say because, yeah, we don't like it. Stinky poopy show.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now spoiler warning. If you want to sit through, I mean, it is just 3 hours, so it's not absolute pain. I'll give him that.
But it is 3 hours.
But it is 3 hours. So if you sit through those 3 hours, come back here for the next section starting now, which is the spoiler talk. Cal, do you want to draw something while I take the lead here on keep them entertained, keep the populace entertained?
Here, wait. What can I draw here?
So yeah.
Alright.
So Camp Cretaceous Series 2, 8 episodes like the first one. And we could go episode by episode, but do we really care about going episode by episode? Or do I just give like a brief run through? The first episode.
No, it does not even matter.
Yeah, I mean the first episode wasn't that bad. I will go a very brief like episode by episode, and then we'll discuss all more vaguely. The first episode I didn't think was that bad. It's the T-Rex episode where they have to try and activate the emergency distress beacon, and it's set
Yeah.
entirely on Main
That
Street.
one was pretty good.
Yeah, it has that one good bit which is they acknowledge the death of the Indominus by like obviously finding its remains. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was. I actually did really enjoy that.
I like that. Yeah. Then we go to episode 2, where things drop massively as they find dinosaurs in cages, basically. At the fucking infected dinosaurs. Do you remember that? And they're all like at the clinic, they're in cages at the clinic, and they're like, these dinosaurs are probably going to die of some unknown disease. Time to release them so they can be with their families.
Herd immunity, baby.
Yeah. And then they find a baryonyx, and then they're like, I have to release the baryonyx. It's the cowgirl one, and Darius is like, no, that's a predator. Logically speaking, that's the worst idea ever. And then the other baryonyx show up, and so because there's 2 baryonyx, I guess they figure, well, what's one more? Let's let it be with his family. So they release the 3rd one.
And it becomes a major problem in later episodes.
Yeah. The next episode is the watering hole, where their river is drained, and they go and find the watering hole, which becomes a plot point. And also they investigate a genetics lab nearby, in which nothing of value really happens except they find a key card. And then we have episode 4, Salvation, where they meet a silent tour guide named Hap, as per Wikipedia, and 2 eco-terrorists, eco-tourists. And they're like, we've arrived on the island, a boat will pick us up in 2 days. And they're obviously evil people. Then 2 of the kids stay behind, while Darius and Yaz and Cowgirl, Sammy, that's the one. Darius, Yaz, and Sammy go out with the 2 eco-tourists, and Hap stays with Kenji and Pinkhead Brooklyn. Yeah. What is that the Indominus? What is that?
The dead Indominus in the water.
Dead Indominus in the water, nice.
Oh
and then Ben shows up, and the show is suddenly much better.
Yes.
And then we get the best episode, which was Ben's episode, which is a flashback episode explaining what happened to Ben after he got separated at the end of the previous series, and Toro returns, and there's an epic fight with Toro, and then Bumpy gets epic. It's a fun episode. And it's the best episode because there's only one speaking character in it, so it becomes much more tolerable.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Honestly,
Ben's annoying, but becomes less annoying.
Yeah.
And then there's like no talking, so it's nice.
Yeah.
So it's a nice change of things. I wish everyone was separated.
Honestly, yeah. Like I'd much rather watch a show that's just like Ben and Summer. Thank you, Cal. Yeah, I'd much rather watch a show that's just Ben, Bumpy, and maybe one other character on the island.
Yeah.
Because all 5 of them, and it's just their chemistries are so, and characters are so inconsistent.
Oh my gosh. You mentioned this a lot, but they were in a survival situation in the forest with dinosaurs, but half the time they're like, ha ha ha.
Oh my god, yeah, and then they'll just like laugh and cheer, and it's like, you could die.
Yeah, they almost get killed by baryonyx.
Yes.
And then they're like, well.
Yeah.
Or no. Okay. When they said BRB. Oh my god.
No, it was TBH. TBH as well.
TBH, yes. Oh my god.
TBH in the first episode. Who says TBH? That was Pain.
I think it was Brooklyn.
That was Brooklyn. My god.
Oh, and someone else said it too. And like
TBH, I think, might have been one of the adults.
Yeah.
Mitch and Tiff.
Yeah, I think Tiff said it.
Yeah.
God. Terrible villains.
Yeah.
To be honest. TBH.
So yeah, anyways, next episode, so Hap turns out to be a good guy, reformed guy who wants to help the kids get off the island. Mitch and Tiff are actually the bad guys. Big surprise. And at this point, this is what I hate. So now that the audience knows, thanks to Ben and who was it? Ben, Brooklyn, Kenji, and Hap having conversation. The audience now knows that Hap's a good guy, and because of that, any pretense that Mitch and Tiff might be good people is just out the window, and they're suddenly the most suspicious people ever. Like the previous episode, they're like, "Oh, the boat will come in 2 days. We'll get you off the island." Now they're like, was it 3 days? I forget how many days we lied about to these children.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work like that.
Like they knew Hap said something.
Yeah.
They're like, never mind. Let's
Yeah.
just be no.
And then they find a garage, and so they're still split up at this point. Mitch and Tiff have been told by Darius about the watering hole, so that's becoming our main point of tension for this series, as if that's not boring and pointless since they're all going to die because the island's going to blow up in the films. And then they get attacked by the baryonyx, and Hap sacrifices himself to save the kids. On the one hand, that's the most badass way any character has really died in the franchise, like sacrificing themselves and trying to fight off 3 baryonyx. On the other hand, I'm really sure Hap is really happy that they freed the baryonyx 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't free him, he would only have 2 to fight.
Yeah,
which may have been a bit better.
I mean, yeah, no, honestly, it's And then they go, and then Darius tricks Mitch and Tiff into going to Main Street instead of the watering hole, and the T-Rex shows up. It's actually the T-Rex was the big antagonist the whole time. And then the last 2-parter, they're just like, trying to stop the hunters from getting to the watering hole, and the T-Rex is running about, and they have a fucking stampede where they chase away the herbivores, and then the T-Rex shows up and chases them back, and I'm like, oh my god, why can't this T-Rex just fuck off? We have the film.
The T-Rex really get trampled and die.
Honestly, yeah, like there was at least one brachiosaur in that herd, and it's just like that would kill the T-Rex in an instant.
Exactly. Like,
yeah. And then the human bad guys eventually get eaten. Big whoop. And oh no, the boat is boarded by baryonyx. No.
Yeah, I mean, Tiff did leave Mitch to die, which was not very cool.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of interesting when he like gets in the trap and you're like, oh, this is how they're actually going to kill him like this. Because I thought that was a bit more of a serious way to kill someone off. And then Tiff just like a bunch of baryonyx show up on her boat and then just cuts away and you hear glass breaking. And I'm like, you could have done a bit more with that. Like, she's way more of an antagonist than he ever was.
He was actually trying to be kind of nice about it, even after he like.
Always, yeah. I mean, he was like the one who never threatened them or anything, and she's the one who leaves him to die, and then she just gets like a glass breaking and a scream. Whereas with him, it's very implied he gets eaten, and then we see the broken rope, so we actually see the aftermath.
Yeah.
And the key card comes in handy because they get to unlock everything and turn the power on. And
the key card is just the MacGuffin where they're like, oh yeah, now we can unlock everything. We can do whatever.
Yep. And so they unlock everything. And in doing so, Kenji accidentally releases a mysterious creature held in cryostasis.
What could it be?
And then the power goes out, and the creature remains locked in that room forever. So
it stars, probably.
I mean, yeah. Because we ended, and this probably bootleg Indoraptor, if not actual Indoraptor, is held in cryostasis behind a room that has an electronic lock that only that keycard can open, and all the power's out, so that lock logically won't work.
Mm-hmm. And the code that Brooklyn found, or whatever it was, was the same as the door that opens to the
exactly.
Indoraptor.
So it's all connected, but also we're really not at all close to getting that Indoraptor loose.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do that with the plot with in the
Yeah,
reactor. Probably not well. I know
probably
that.
not. So yeah, so overall, this series really nothing changes for them at the end of it. Like
No,
Ben,
they're
and then
the
Carlos
square.
reunites. Like at the last scene, they're all together. So last scene, they
Yeah.
all finally reunite. So the whole series, ultimately, what all that happens is they all reunite.
Yep.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even call teasing that they've started. They haven't even. They've done 1/3 of releasing the Indoraptor. That's not progress. That's in no way
Yeah.
progress.
Series 7, guys. Then they'll have it out.
Yeah, seriously, exact. Oh god.
God, and you know this would be a third season because the way they set it up.
Oh,
I
of
don't
course.
know.
But like they really, because this series came out January 22nd, which is just 4 months after series one. And you know what?
Jeez.
It shows because the animation's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
The
Yes.
the Stegosaur running animation, where it's like
Oh,
levitating, just like bouncing. It's oh.
Jurassic World Evolution had better animations than the
Honestly.
show. That's saying something.
But like, what are the positives? Because we've been pretty negative about how absolutely worthless this show is. But is there
The
any
Ben arc.
positives?
The Ben arc.
The Ben arc. Ben and
The Ben
Bumpy,
arc good.
absolutely brilliant.
Oh, and the Toro literally being invincible is awesome. It's
Yes.
so fun.
Yeah.
He survived the explosion earlier in the first
Yeah.
series, and then he gets slapped in the face by a fully grown Ankylosaurus multiple times,
Or almost fully
and
grown.
then
I think she's still a bit smaller than he.
almost fully
But
grown,
still.
and then falls off a cliff, and then gets back up.
Well, almost. No, no, no. He's got tiny arms. It's funny. He can't actually get back.
Oh yeah, he's trying to get up, but he's like, oh no, my arms are small.
Oh
Oh,
no,
what am I gonna do?
my arms are small and my spine is probably fractured in multiple places. But look at the funny arms.
Look at my funny arms. Well, it's implied that they survive
Yeah.
somehow. And oh my god, something.
Um.
I so of course the Ben arc is cool, but then it kind of reverses everything because it then goes back to him like being annoying.
Yeah. He just becomes a bit of a dick. Like not funny.
Yeah,
But he's still less annoying because he has some moments of funniness.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, and that just reminds me, the fucking explosion, the car, when they blow up the garage.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh god, is there a picture of that? Garage, escape. Cause oh my god, that was.
It was so over
There's
the
no
top.
oh, it blowing up, but yeah, and of course it's Netflix, so we can't screenshot it. But oh, that was it gets tonal whiplash throughout this show.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Um, another positive. There was another positive one. I kind of like kinda that this herbivores become kinda more of a threat. Like
What is a positive?
Stegosaurus can does like actually provide an intimidation,
Yes.
chases away the hunters a bit. It does attack them. They get territorial. So
Yeah, some of the herbivores actually prove to be some danger.
yeah.
Is something I respect. Oh, the Stegosaur shedding plates.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh,
That's which
ah,
that's episode one,
that
is it?
hurt.
Which episode is it?
It's
I
like
think
episode 2 or 3, I think. I
yeah,
can't remember,
one of the
but
episodes.
my god, that hurt. Yes, they shed their entire plates like antlers.
Yeah, even though that's literally impossible. Like, we know they don't. We have growth rings within the plate, so they were held
Yeah.
over multiple years. Why would you shed the entire osteoderm? No animal actually sheds the osteoderm antlers, it's just the keratin.
Uh,
Oh god, that was so bad.
it was painful. And every
Uh,
time we say a good thing, we just have a bad thing to say after that because we remember.
okay, positive though. I like the one time they use the word crepuscular and never try to explain it. That's kind of cool. I like.
Yes, that was a good joke. That was
Yeah,
actually
Crepuscular
That was
reference,
enjoyable.
nice. Other than that, the Ceratosaurus is back. That's ugly as always.
God, well, that design is so bad.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
I don't know if it's probably a bit worse than the original. So there's multiple. So there's the uh, delete, please.
oh yeah, I got you.
You press D.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this one's just so bland and ugly.
Yeah.
The new
I mean,
one.
that's the normal one. And then let me see if
Yeah,
I have if they have the dark one.
because it literally just has no patterns at all.
Yeah.
They grabbed like they made the model in Blender,
Oh, there we go.
made it gray, and put
I mean, I
like
guess
the
maybe
scale.
they were trying for melanistic, but
Nah. They weren't even black. They were just like an ugly gray.
yeah, honestly.
Something I do enjoy kind of was the color variation in some of the other animals.
Oh god, Aggie is crashing again. We
Oh no.
well, I'll try and insert the Ceratosaurus now because it's just why did it just? Oh no, I know why it went. I know why it went. My bad, my bad.
What happened? What did you do?
But it's also like just not showing up at all. There we go. Kinda. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Black Ceratosaurus, very ugly, very ugly.
Very bad, very ugly. Don't like it.
Yeah, and it's a shame because Ceratosaurus looks so cool, and they've never done it justice in the franchise. What are those eye horns? What are they?
No.
What do you think of the berries?
I mean, it's the Jurassic World Baryonyx, so I immediately kind of hate it.
Yeah, I was like because when they first appeared, I was like, did they improve them slightly? But no, they really haven't.
No, they didn't do anything. They just gave some other ones different colorations and made them like able to like jump really well.
Oh
Like
yeah, they can jump now.
it can like they literally do parkour.
Yeah,
It's pretty funny actually, but
yeah, and weird vocalizations, very bird-like vocalizations. I don't know if they accidentally forgot
yeah.
they weren't Silurosaurs because that would kind of explain a lot of things.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should have just come out with an original Silurosaur and attributed some interesting behavior. But they've never. That's what pisses me off. They've not come up with an original dinosaur. You had so much potential. You could have done any of the Metriacanthosaurs, any of the dinosaurs that were teased but never actually shown.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
It's such.
It
It's
bothers me so much.
it's such waste of a
Lazy.
show. It could have been good, especially the second series. Because the first series, okay, you're bound within the film. You're bringing the Indominus up everywhere somehow, but it kind of becomes
Yeah,
comical how much you force them into.
it's just teleporting around, you know.
Yeah, but with this one, where they're just on their island toughing out, you could have gone really interesting and come up with new dinosaurs and sold more toys. Why didn't you think of that? You failed at capitalism as well.
Exactly.
But yeah.
You failed so many ways.
What else is there? Sinoceratops is back. Fucking Stegosaurus is back. Neither one of them looks good.
Yeah.
Carnotaurus is still the only semi-decent one, but that's just because they somehow got a semi-decent Carnotaurus in the... Honestly, accepting the arms, I do think their Carnotaurus is actually pretty decent. Pretty good, even.
It's
The
pretty
Jurassic World Carnotaurus. It captures
it's
the defining points of the animal, which
yeah.
is more than most of these animals do.
It's fine, and that's a compliment enough.
Yeah. Ooh, the compies. The compies. Do you want to talk about
Okay,
the
I
compies?
tweet the compies. They're not horrible. They actually provide something.
Yeah, especially in the Ben episode, I think they're a good way of having like an initial antagonist for Ben to overcome his fear. That's kind of scary, but also really kind of harmless as well if you actually like get your shit together. So I thought they worked very well in the context of that.
Yeah.
So they're probably like my favorites in terms of actually doing stuff and how they were used.
I agree. They actually horrible. They did a
Yeah.
pretty good job with them.
Blue's just there. Blue's in the fucking stampede, isn't she? For no reason.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
she
there in
is.
like 2 shots. Like Jesus
She
Christ.
disappears.
It's so sad. It's just sad how they're trying to stick within the franchise. Like trying to
Yeah.
stick within and force all of that in there.
We saw Blue another time too. I don't remember
At
where,
the
but it was just
opening, Blue is running down along like one of the underground sewer things.
oh yeah.
What else? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll share Bumpy.
Yeah, sure, Bumpy.
Where's Bumpy? Camp Cretaceous. Bumpy. Bumpy big. There is no why is adult Bumpy not the automatic response for Bumpy big?
Who knows? Just like adult Bumpy or big Bumpy.
Oh, I was wondering what that. Oh, they've already modded Big Bumpy into Camp Cretaceous. Into Camp Cretaceous into Jurassic World Evolution. I like how when you look up Bumpy, the first images is just Bumpy just levitating. God,
Perfect.
where's the image gone? Oh, it's not showing up. Where's this delay? Right, well, Aggie's doing nothing.
Mine's kind of lagging out.
Yeah, okay, well, that's just not showing up, but... I'm gonna have to do this one as well. And... Adult Bumpy, there is no good adult Bumpy. Actually, let me find the one Armin shared, because Armin shared a good one. Oh, now it shows up, thank you.
Great.
Wait, the casual VC image channel. Time to scroll up through all our anger and rage. Ah, there we go. Now I'm just gonna wait 7 years for this image to show up. But as we wait, yeah, so that's adult Bumpy, just after defeating Toro. Look at the tail club. Look at how well that tail club lines up, though, Cal. With like adult Bumpy and young Bumpy.
Perfect.
And
the design has such a stark contrast from like the old to
honestly,
new.
I mean, like we said when we watched the episode, like there's like so many more osteoderms, which just wouldn't make sense. The osteoderms are on the different positions. The shoulder osteoderm is gone that young Bumpy had. The nostrils are in a different position. Rather than being down by the math line, they're all the way up there. I love how the big, entirely pupil eyes of the young one are just like these bloodshot, angry eyes. That I just love it. That's why I love how just actually badass they tried to make adult Bumpy. Like there was someone at that studio. There's like this one writer who was like, we're taking this way too seriously. We're playing this way too safe. We need to throw something ridiculous in. Let's make adult Bumpy a badass. Whoever that writer is.
Thank you.
Make them head. Give them charge. Whoever wrote the Ben episode is good. Who wrote the Ben episode?
Yes.
What should be like Steven Spielberg or something? Lindsay Kearns, you did good. Lindsay Kearns and Eric Elrod. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. It's very mediocre show. Worse than mediocre. It's boring. The second series.
Yeah. Pointless. I mean, I wouldn't say boring, but just pointless.
True. Yeah, Yeah, because it did kind of hold our attention, but we did walk away from it. I think it doesn't help that the last 2 episodes are just dreadful T-Rex chasing unscary hunters. Like, because you don't even love to hate them. They're just generic hunter people. Generic hunter people, generic Tyrannosaurus, running around Main Street, running around a watering hole we don't really care about. It's just the last 2 episodes I think are where it really drops the ball. Because even and after Hap dies, because even the episode the what have been the 6th episode before the last two-parter, that one's fun. Even then, with the garage and the explosion and the baryonyxes and the motorbike chase, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then Hap dies, and then the next one it's just all downhill, but they just completely dropped it. So kind of a shame, but also it could have been better, but it could have been so much better. I don't know if I can call it a shame, because I don't know if I can say missed greatness. Other than like they're completely on the wrong track. Not completely, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they needed a lot of work.
Yeah.
Kind of curious for the next series.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I'm not very excited. You can see that. If it comes out in another 4 months, I'm gonna be very unhappy.
Yeah.
Because they're just not even trying at this point.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like you can try and set up the next one all you want, but like you need to be very good like in your own right to be able to end on the next episode with like a tease. And also, like, you can't have a tease that's just, there's something in here that they may or may not ever unleash. It's not the same as if it actually unleashed that bloody Indoraptor. Then I'd be interested.
Yeah,
If they actually
like,
show, like, the cage breaking, then be like, oh, so it is out there, so we will get a next series. But we have no indication of what will come next series. Not even, because the previous series ended with, what was it, with them, like, on the island on their own. Okay, kind of interesting, and Ben's still alive. Okay. That's how the previous series ended. And this one, we just get, oh, they're on the island on their own, which is literally the same way they ended the previous series, except now they're all together. But that's still not enough, because them being all together is closure. So really, what this series does is it brings a little bit of closure, and tries and fails miserably to offer something new, and honestly just does nothing with itself. So it just fails on every major count, even if the small bits like the Ben arc I think are quite good. On the whole,
it's kind of like, I take it back. Never mind, we're not doing this.
what do you mean?
Basically,
Yeah,
they're like, we're gonna do this, and they're like, never mind, nah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah. No, big sad.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the next series has to offer, maybe.
Let's hope it's.
That said, though, if they'd like show off a new dinosaur, then I'll be interested.
Yeah, then I'll be. Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, oh, ooh, interesting.
Finally, but yeah. Anyways, I think that wraps it up from me.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say.
Yeah. I feel if we start thinking about this anymore, we'll just come up with more things we didn't like, so let's just end it here.
Yeah.
If you did watch this far and didn't watch it yet, watch the Ben episode. Watch the Ben episode.
Yeah, the only one that matters.
That's the only one that matters. That one's kind of fun. Watch episode 5. The rest, forget them.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.
I love how in each recording I ever do, I just automatically go to the end of the episode and have to trim the pauses when everyone just says their bye-byes. Because there's always like 10 seconds before anyone says bye-bye.
You gotta do it right. You gotta say the bye-bye right.
I'm gonna get like that right amount of build-up.
Yeah, exactly. Then you cut it out. Cut out the build-up.
True, because the build-up helps the performance, and then you tighten it in post, yeah.
Exactly.